Welcome to CUBE Training Video 2.1, Overview of the Cardiac Imaging Report module. This tutorial will provide an overview of the Cardiac Imaging Report module. To access the reporting module, click the report icon on the main navigation page. The report module appearance is similar for all imaging modalities. The top left corner shows a selection of task icons. First is a logout button, followed by Display Preferences, Referrals, Report Management, Scheduling, Clinical Database, Messaging, Analytics, Research Database, and Administrative Tools. Depending on your local implementation and credentials, access to these modules may be restricted. If you require additional access, please talk to your local system administrator. We will begin this tutorial by learning how to navigate the reporting module. This will be followed with step-by-step instruction on how to identify a patient requiring a report, perform an interpretation, view the report, as well as finalize and distribute the report via electronic medical record. Upon entering the report module, you will see several zones. The search bar down the left side of the module allows for searching and selection of patient records. This search may be performed using the patient's name or hospital number. To show a list of patients scheduled to have an imaging test performed today, click Today. To show a list of patients that require a report that is not yet finalized, click Reports Pending. You may scroll down these lists to identify the patient you require, then click on the name once. The patient's hospital record numbers and date of birth will then be shown below. To the right, you will see a head icon. Your site may or may not be using this to upload a reference image of the patient. Also to the right is the patient's current age. Clicking View will display their up-to-date contact information from the hospital's electronic medical record. Next is the Study History zone. This lists all imaging studies registered in CUBE. The stage of the patient's visits will also be indicated. For example, if it is booked for a future time, it will display Booked. If the patient has checked in, then it will show Arrived. If the test has been completed but not reported, it will show Completed. And when the report is finalized, it will show Finalized. Also, if the patient did not show up for the appointment, No Show will be displayed, and if the patient canceled, Cancel will be displayed. This status is managed based upon automated messaging from the Radiology Information System, or RIS. To the right, you will see a column named Report. This will indicate when a report is ready to be initiated by showing the word Begin, and when it has been completed, showing the word View. From the study list, you may select any encounter by clicking the arrow on the far right. You may also display each encounter's details, imaging protocol, or corresponding report. For example, if you select DET, you will be shown the details of this encounter, including location, time, special instructions, and the referral question. Also, if the patient was referred for a specific research study, it will be displayed in this section. You will see that additional tabs are provided for each team member to enter or store notes. This is where a physician may tag studies for teaching or case reports. Corresponding sections for imaging technologists and nursing staff are also provided that allow entry of data related to the imaging procedure. These may also be automatically populated from existing information sources. Finally, to track referral diagnoses, an optional tab is provided with single-click selection of referral diagnosis. Clicking PRO displays the imaging protocol that has been selected for the patient. Up until the time of study completion, this is a modifiable section. We will be going through the protocoling interface later in this video. It is important to note that a copy of all information provided on the requisition is found in this protocoling section, and it is therefore a very convenient way to access this information during study interpretation. Under the Report column, clicking on the word Begin will initiate a new report. A message will appear confirming that you wish to initiate this action. Clicking the word View will allow viewing of the text or PDF version of this report. If your center is using an optional web browser DICOM image viewer, you will see a PACS button located below the head icon. To open the image viewer, simply click on this button. On the far right of the screen is the Report section. This displays all automated text being generated throughout the reporting process for each section on the report. You may customize this section by clicking on the Report heading. This allows you to switch between a scrollable and non-scrollable display, and to widen the size of the section or change font size. Default report settings are also located here. You may clear the report back to a blank report, or you may select the normal macro, where the report will be pre-populated to create a normal interpretation inclusive of automated text. Once the report is final, you will select Finalize, triggering distribution of the report to the electronic medical record. The central zone of the report module is dedicated to navigation and scoring. The heart display is the primary navigation tool, where clicking on the regions of the heart allows intuitive and rapid scoring. Simply click the anatomic structure to be taken to the corresponding scoring module. The exception is for non-anatomic scoring, such as general image quality and extra cardiac findings. For these, you will see a small plus icon beside their title. You may click that to bring up these sections. For all other items, simply click the anatomy. For example, if you click on the left ventricle, this module will be displayed. By clicking on each of the scoring items, a graphical representation of the abnormality will be provided so as to build a visual reference tool for the final PDF report. As each item is selected or deselected, you will see the auto text being modified in the report. In addition, the corresponding text will be displayed below for the section you are on. This allows for rapid editing once scoring is complete. It is important to complete your scoring for each section prior to editing this text, as scoring will be locked in once edited. This prevents the overwriting of your text modifications. To unlock this feature, simply click on the section heading and select Reset. You will then be allowed to resume scoring, but will lose your text edits. Each section may contain subheadings for less commonly used fields. For example, under LV, there is a tab called Other. In here, you may see options for scoring the presence of a mass, a thrombus, or other rare findings. If you click on the right ventricle, you will see that there is an additional tab to interpret for findings of ARVC, which is cross-referenced to the 2010 Modified Task Force criteria. You will notice that as you score chamber sizes, a dotted line will appear to reference the normal location of the wall. This provides a visual cue as to the severity of chamber enlargement. Other visual cues are also provided, such as hypertrophy patterns in the LV. The scoring of valvular lesions is similar, with an interactive graphical display of insufficiency. To change the severity of insufficiency, simply click on the jet and change it. Again, the auto text will adjust accordingly. You can also replace native valves with bioprosthetic or mechanical valve prostheses. The insufficiency jets will adjust position automatically. Once chamber sizes and valvular lesions are scored, an AHA segmental model can be used to score regional abnormalities if present. To enter this part of the module, simply click on the long axis icon above. This will open an interactive tool displaying the standard long axis views as well as a bullseye pattern. By clicking on each segment, a menu is provided to score abnormalities. You only need to score an abnormal segment. Selections will automatically cross-reference to the other views. If all are normal, simply click All Normal. The same interface is used for scoring myocardial scar in CMR studies, as well as for the scoring of stress perfusion defects. By clicking on the Tissue tab, you may indicate the presence of ischemic scar by estimating its transmurality. For non-ischemic scar, choose the corresponding pattern from the menu. For example, you may score the presence of a non-transmural scar in this segment, but also the presence of a mid-wall striae pattern in this segment. For advanced users, you may refine the distribution of fibrosis using a subsegmental display. Using this approach, a reproducible estimate of scar burden can be obtained that has been validated against signal threshold-based analysis in both ischemic and non-ischemic populations. The scoring of stress hypoperfusion is similar. The system automatically considers the corresponding scar scoring to determine if segmental perfusion defects are inducible versus fixed, the latter scored if it spatially matches the distribution of scar. Therefore, it is important to ensure that both modules are completed prior to generating the final report. A final module option is the coronary tree. This allows for the visual scoring of coronary-related abnormalities and may be configured differently for different imaging modalities. As this is not a routinely used module in cardiac MRI, this module will not be covered during this tutorial. While you are reporting the study, you may wish to save relevant images for inclusion in the final report. There are two ways to do this. You may save an image to a location on your hard drive and drag and drop this file into the thumbnail section of the module. The image will be uploaded and the file name of the image used as a default description. To change the description, simply click on it and edit its name. Alternatively, you may set up your image viewing software to automatically push files to a folder location on your local network or directly to the CUBE server. CUBE will then automatically associate them with the corresponding encounter and display them in the report. Please ask your local system administrator if the latter options have been configured for your system. Now, to demonstrate what you have learned, let's go through a case from start to finish. Feel free to pause the video and open up your own demo software through your web browser. Intermittently pause and try to complete the indicated step prior to proceeding. Identify the patient you wish to interpret a study on. Select the patient and ensure you have selected the study of interest. Please ensure that the correct personnel have been assigned to the study by clicking DET and going to the Details tab. If you need to adjust the protocol or review details of the referral, click PRO. If you have analysis data from supported vendor software, simply drag and drop the report file onto the heart zone. An automated preliminary report will be generated. If you wish to use the default normal macro, now is the time to apply it. Use the heart navigation tool to go through anatomical regions and adjust scoring based on your opinion. Once you are satisfied with each section, modify or add text below using the text box. Use the AHA scoring module to score regional abnormalities. Here, you will score anterior wall akinesia and apical dyskinesia. Now you will score corresponding ischemic scar in the same territory. To comment on global image quality or extracardiac findings, you will click on these sections to check off relevant statements. Now you are ready to provide your summary statement. You can use the shortcut list to get to this section and indicate a standard summary statement, or create your own. To upload images, simply drag and drop saved images onto the thumbnail sections. Now you are ready to review your completed report. To do this, click the PDF Preview button at the bottom of the screen. Alternatively, you can click on View in the study list and select either text or PDF report. Once you are satisfied, you will finalize the study by going to the Report menu and selecting Finalize. This will timestamp the report with your electronic signature and distribute the report to the electronic medical record. If you are interpreting using a clinical fellow or trainee's account, you may still finalize the study. The system will automatically ask for an interpreting physician's credentials upon all finalization requests executed on trainees' accounts.